जन यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोधनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय श्रील गुरुदेव हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय निताय गौर प्रमाण Hare Krishna. So let us start with our today's session. Am I audible? Everybody can hear me properly?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Very nice. Nice, no problem.
So before starting the class, I would like to talk about small recap of last day, what our dear Madhavendra Prabhu has given us, which is sloka number 16 from the Canto 1 and Chapter 2. So what he has taught us is Shushrushaya Shraddha Danasya Vasudeva Kataruji Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipraha Punya Tirtha Nishevanat. So he mentioned to us about Syan Mahat Seva. By serving the pure devotees, it is made possible. What is made possible? That's the crux part of the shloka is Vasudeva Kadaruji. The affinity for hearing the message of Vasudeva or Lord Krishna. भगवान के बारे में सुनने का जो रुचि वो मिल जाता है जब क्या करना है स्यान महत सेवा किसको करने का है तो pure devotees. So how we do it? Shraddha Danasya with care and attention. So who are these devotees to which we are rendering this service? Srila Prabhupada says that they are very confidential associates of the Lord. They came to save the human society from the dangers of godlessness. So ये लोग भगवान का कॉन्फिडेंशियल एसोसिएट्स है एंड दे कम टू ह्यूमन सोसाइटी फॉर dangers to remove us or save us from the dangers of the godlessness. So they are either powerful incarnations of the Lord, they will be either like son of Lord, they will be like servants of Lord, they will be associates of Lord and such servants. And in Srila Prabhupada's purport it says they are also called Mahatmas. In Bhagavad Gita 9.13, it says that Mahatmanastu Mampartha Daivim Prakriti Mashritaha. So these Mahatmas, these pure devotees, what is their potency? They are protected by Daivin Prakriti, the divine energy of the Lord. They are protected by the divine energy of the Lord. So, what they do bhajanti annanam manaso. So they do the devotional service or the service without deviation of mind. They are always in Krishna consciousness. That is Mahat Sevya. So today, what we are going to discuss is Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.17 is another very beautiful sloga like this. That so now, if from this previous sloga, we learned that by doing service to the devotees, we develop the Vasudeva Katharuchi. So what happens to those people after that? This is what we are going to learn in this sloka. So let us start with our Mangalacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितां तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पकरूप्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशचारिणी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवयां भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टुकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। हरे कृष्ण। आई विल बी टॉकिंग इन इंग्लिश मोस्टली। हिंदी में बात करने के लिए थोड़ा तकलीफ है, लेकिन मैं मैक्सिमम कोशिश करेगा। आपको जो भी मेरा हिंदी सुनने से आपका जो भी रुचि है सुनने का, वो भी निकल नहीं जाने का, थोड़ा मैं कोशिश मैक्सिमम करेगा टू टेल समथिंग इन हिंदी। तो रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 1 चैप्टर 2 टेक्स्ट 17। शृण्वतां स्वकताः कृष्णः पुण्य श्रवण कीर्तन हृदि अंधः स्तो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत् सताम्। शृण्वतां स्वकताः कृष्ण पुण्य श्रवण कीर्तनः हृदयंधस्तो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्। शृण्वतां स्वकताः कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तनः हृदयंधस्तो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्। अभी one Mataji and Prabhuji can read this shloka.
Hare Krishna. Shanvatam Swagata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Radayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti sarasatam. Hare Krishna.
Sunvatam Sukata Krishnam Punya Shravana Kirtanam Hridayandasto hiya abhadrani vidunodi sugutsatam.
So we will look into word by word Translation: Shrinvatam, those who have developed the urge to hear the message of Swakataha, his own words, Krishnaha, the personality of Godhead, Punya, virtuous, Shravana, hearing, Kirtana, chanting, Hridandasta, within one's heart. He, certainly, Abhadrani, desire to enjoy matter, Vidunodi, cleanses, Suhurt, benefactor, Satam, of the truthful. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sri Krishna, the personality of the Godhead, who is the Paramatma or super soul in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotees, cleanses desire of material enjoyment from the heart of the devotees who has developed the urge to hear his message, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So this is a very long purport here by Srila Prabhupada. Anybody can, because I don't want to read both English and Hindi, so anybody can read in Hindi and then we can start with the explanation. Read in Hindi starting from the translation. Anybody there?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
हाँ माता जी, आप बताइए।
हरे कृष्ण। अनुवाद और तात्पर्य श्रील प्रभुपाद जी द्वारा। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। अनुवाद: प्रत्येक हृदय में परमात्मा स्वरूप स्थित तथा सत्यनिष्ठ भक्तों के हितकारी भगवान श्री कृष्ण उस भक्त के हृदय से भौतिक भोग की इच्छा को हटाते हैं जिसने उनकी कथाओं को सुनने में रुचि उत्पन्न कर ली है, क्योंकि ये कथाएं ठीक से सुनने तथा कहने पर अत्यंत पुण्यप्रद हैं। तात्पर्य: भगवान श्री कृष्ण की कथाएं उनसे अभिन्न हैं। अतएव जब भी अपराध रहित होकर भगवान के बारे में श्रवण तथा उनका गुणगान किया जाता है तो यह समझना चाहिए कि वहां पर भगवान कृष्ण दिव्य शब्द के रूप में उपस्थित हैं, जो साक्षात भगवान के समान ही शक्तिमान हैं। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु अपने शिक्षा अष्टकम में स्पष्ट रूप से घोषित करते हैं कि भगवान के पवित्र नाम में भगवान की सारी शक्तियां निहित हैं और उन्होंने अपने असंख्य नामों को वही शक्ति प्रदान की है। इसके लिए कोई समयावधि निश्चित नहीं है। कोई भी व्यक्ति अपनी सुविधा के अनुसार ध्यान पूर्वक तथा आदर पूर्वक पवित्र नाम का जप कर सकता है। भगवान हम पर इतने दयालु हैं कि वे हमारे समक्ष दिव्य शब्द के रूप में साक्षात उपस्थित हो सकते हैं, किंतु दुर्भाग्यवश हमें भगवान के नाम और उनकी लीलाओं को सुनने तथा उनका महिमा गान करने के प्रति कोई रुचि नहीं है। हम पहले ही पवित्र शब्द के श्रवण तथा कीर्तन के प्रति रुचि उत्पन्न करने के विषय में बता चुके हैं। इसे भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त की सेवा करके प्राप्त किया जा सकता है। भगवान अपने भक्तों के साथ परस्पर आदान प्रदान करते हैं। जब भगवान देखते हैं कि उनके भक्त उनकी सेवा में प्रवेश पाने के लिए पूर्ण निष्ठा से तत्पर हैं और फलस्वरूप उनके विषय में सुनने का इच्छुक है, तो वे भक्त के भीतर से इस तरह से कार्य करते हैं कि भक्त उनके पास सरलता से वापस चला जाए। भगवान हमारी अपेक्षा अधिक उत्सुक हैं कि हम उनके पास वापस जाएं, किंतु हम में से अधिकांश भगवान के धाम में वापस नहीं जाना चाहते। केवल कुछ ही ऐसे हैं जो भगवान के पास वापस जाना चाहते हैं, किंतु जो कोई भी भगवत धाम में वापस जाना चाहता है, श्री कृष्ण सब तरह से उनकी सहायता करते हैं। कोई तब तक भगवान के धाम में प्रवेश नहीं हो सकता जब तक कि वह समस्त प्रकार के पापों से मुक्त न हो जाए। भौतिक पाप हमारे द्वारा भौतिक प्रकृति पर प्रभुत्व प्राप्त करने की इच्छाओं के फलस्वरूप उत्पन्न होते हैं। ऐसी इच्छाओं से पिंड छुड़ा पाना बहुत कठिन है। भक्त के लिए भगवत धाम वापस जाने के मार्ग में कामिनी तथा कंचन मुख्य बाधाएं हैं। भक्ति पथ के अनेक दिग्गज इन प्रलोभनों के शिकार हो जाते हैं और इस प्रकार से मुक्ति पथ से लौट आते हैं, किंतु जब स्वयं भगवान मनुष्य की सहायता करते हैं तो भगवत कृपा से सारी प्रक्रिया सुगम बन जाती है। कामिनी तथा कंचन के संसर्ग में आकर अशांत होना कोई आश्चर्य की बात नहीं है, क्योंकि प्रत्येक जीव लंबे समय से व्यवहारिक दृष्टि से कहे तो अनादिकाल से ऐसी वस्तुओं से जुड़ा रहा है और इस बेगानी प्रकृति से छुटकारा पाने में समय लगता है। किंतु यदि कोई भगवान के यश का श्रवण करने में जुट जाता है तो धीरे धीरे उसे अपनी असली स्थिति की अनुभूति हो जाती है। भगवत कृपा से ऐसे भक्त को प्रचुर शक्ति प्राप्त होती है, जिससे वह विघ्नों से अपनी रक्षा कर सकता है और सारे अनर्थ उसके मस्तिष्क से क्रमशः दूर हो जाते हैं। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much for reading such a long purport. So we will continue here that in the purport it says that Punya Shravanam, the effect of hearing about Krishna constantly is one becomes pious. That is Punya. Punya means pious. Sometimes in our gathering, what we used to say that like when we are hearing from some Prabhus doing the class, the people, we say that the people get changed. Some of them like they've changed their habits. They stop eating non-vegetarian, or they stop smoking, quit smoking. And all these things happen. Some of them while after hearing the katha, they have some changes. So what he said is that simply by hearing one becomes pious. That is the effect of Krishna Gatha. When Krishna Gatha is said, can we keep the mics off? Sorry, the microphone off. Okay, simply by hearing one becomes pious. That is the effect of Krishna Gatha. So many people know that. That is why in our villages we have seen that when we are doing something auspicious in our home, some programs in our home, what we do, we used to arrange for the Bhagavatam reading. So this is very common in our villages. So nowadays this is not there, because that what is happening, those kathas are done for taking money. So that is also spoiled nowadays. They are paid kathakars. So this is actually a business for them now. But on but if you are taking money also, if that grahastha is giving as a dakshina to him, he can take, that is okay, fine. But when it is done only for the money or the commercial part, then it is not good. So that is, you should understand that. So though in Vrindavan and all, when we are going, like when we are going to Vrindavan in a group as a yatra and all, what we do, we stop in many places, we sit down there and we start doing katha. And whoever leading the yatra will be doing the katha. And at that time, we can see even the local villagers who are there, the Vrajavasis, they also come and stop, and they also sit there and they listen to what the katha is going on. But most of the time you should understand that they don't understand what the kada is, what the kadakar is telling, or the preaching what is going on. They don't understand, because most of the time the language will be different, like it will be in Russian, maybe English, maybe the Brajavasis or the people there, they don't understand this. So लेकिन क्या होता है, उनको मालूम है कि ये इधर बैठ के कुछ सुनने का, ये कदा सुनेगा तो कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा मिल जाएगा, कुछ ना मीन्स फायदा हो जाता है, इसके लिए लोग बैठ के they are listening to that. So Srila Prabhupada, even what he says that even if you don't know the language, हमको भाषा मालूम नहीं है तो भी बैठ के सुनना चाहिए. We have to sit and listen to the Srimad Bhagavatam class, and we will get the benefit. Whatever we are hearing, it will enter our ears and we will get the benefit of that. So because Sri Krishna has entered into the sound vibration, when we are talking about, when we are doing the Krishna Katha, Krishna enters into the sound vibration. Okay, then this is the only way how Krishna enters into us. You see, when we are hearing, that sound vibration is there, and in the sound vibration Krishna enters. So Krishna, through the sound it enters, he enters us. So there are many ways, like hearing, we can get, We can do get Krishna by taking prasadam. By our eyes, we can see the deities. We can get Krishna by our intelligence. When we are doing the contemplation of subject matters on Krishna, we can get Krishna through several means. But hearing is the most important. That is why Punya Shravanam. So one can become pious just by hearing the rule, hearing. Just by hearing, you can become pious. So the rule is that when you are entering a temple, and not only we should be there for seeing the darshan of the deities, but we should sit there for some time to hear the Krishna Katha. So nowadays this is not there, because in Kali Yuga nobody has time. They don't want to hear the philosophy, or they don't want to listen to that. They come, they see they have the darshan and say their problems to the Lord, and they go back. They don't want to listen to the Katha. So in some temples, like the major the temples of the major sampradayas, and of course in all the ISKCON temples, this Krishna Katha is going on in everyday morning. So by attentive hearing of Krishna Katha, there is punya. Punya is there, but there is not. This is the getting punya is not the only not the greatest benefit that we are going to get when we are hearing the Krishna Katha. So Krishna Katha सुनने से खाली पुण्य नहीं मिल रहा है, उससे भी आगे कुछ है. शायद हम कथा सुनने से हमारा पापों से मुक्ति हो जाते हैं, कभी हम सात्विक हो जाते हैं, हम शुद्ध हो जाते हैं, लेकिन बट द ग्रेटेस्ट बेनिफिट इज नॉट दैट. सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट वो नहीं है कथा सुनने से. हम लोग we know that gopis are the greatest devotees of the Lord. When they are praying in their prayers in the canto 10, स्कंद 10 में हम लोग देखा है गोपी गीत में गोपी लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं, तव कथामृतम तप्त जीवनम. So they are telling, hey Krishna, your glories, your narrations are the life and soul of devotees. So for normal people like us, what is that? The sense gratification, it is very important. It is not Krishna Katha or any Krishna's qualities or pastime. It is not there, our matter. Our matter is only our sense gratification. So whenever there is an obstruction, there is a hindrance in that, we get morose. Like we are telling, we cannot go for cinema, we cannot go for bar, we cannot go for partying, etc. So these things will create us problem. We become sad, or we become angry about that. We become morose. But for devotees के लिए क्या है? भक्तों के लिए तव कथा अमृतम. तव your कथा is अमृता. तव कथा अमृता. भगवान का जो कथा है वो अमृत होता है. When they hear about Krishna, they get enlivened. It can be Krishna's bhajan, it can be Krishna's philosophy, कुछ भी होने दो, कृष्ण के बारे में कुछ भी होने, कृष्ण भजन होने दो, कृष्णा का कथा होने दो, जो भी है वो लोग उत्सुक हो जाता है. So the गोपी ने क्या गाया, तव कथामृतम तप्त जीवनम कवि विरीडितम कल्मषापहम श्रवणमंगलम श्रीमदाततम भुवि गृह्णन्तये भूरिता जना. So this katha, when we hear about the Krishna's katha, it creates mangala atmosphere. It's an auspicious atmosphere. श्रवण मंगलम. When we hear भगवान के कथा सुनने में एक मंगला एटमोस्फियर बन जाता है. ओके, मंगला it introduces spiritual energy. मंगला मतलब क्या है? It introduces spiritual energy, भौतिक ऊर्जा उधर इंट्रोड्यूस हो जाता है. डिस्पेल एनी एफेक्ट्स ऑफ मटेरियल एनर्जी का, और एनीथिंग रिलेटेड टू मटेरियल एनर्जी, दैट एफेक्ट्स आर dispelled when katha is there, and that means auspiciousness is introduced. So Shravana Mangalam, it creates a spiritual vibration. Just by hearing Krishna Katha, the whole environment, wherever we are sitting and doing the Krishna Katha, the whole environment is purified. And then what? Srimadatatam means it is filled with spiritual potency. The Krishna's Katha is filled with spiritual power. So how do we get Krishna? So one way is through the ears by hearing Krishna Katha. Srimadadam, it is very, it has a very powerful spiritual vibration that the sound is filled with spiritual energy. Because why? Krishna is entering into that sound vibration. So once you hear that, we all things get auspicious, purification, and it is filled with spiritual energy. So we know that for example, when we know that we are attending some class and we have heard from some people that I have listened to that Prabhuji's class, and then and he became a devotee. So many of them at that time maybe not understanding what that preacher is talking about. They say that I could not understand anything. They are telling directly that whatever that Prabhu has told, I did not understand anything, but I was in the class and I was hearing that, but I felt it is good, it was nice. In the beginning, actually, we will not understand what, maybe we should have some spiritual intelligence to understand what the preachers are telling. But if you don't understand also, sometimes we like it because the potency, Krishna is there in that sound vibration. So we will feel that it is nice, and so we will continue doing and we will become a devotee like that. But in the beginning, maybe we will not understand what they are telling. So here again, the Gopi says, Kavi Viridadam Kalmashabham. Means Kavi means the learned people, they broadcast this Kada. They will do the propagation of this Krishna Kada. And what happens is Kalmashabham, which Kalmasha means what? Material contamination. So, what is that? Material contamination within us, within the Jiva is destroyed. Kalmashabham means it is destroyed. By what? By hearing from these learned people. We will be having we will be free from this material contamination. Then what? Bhuvi granantaye bhurita jana. So those who spread the message of Godhead, they are the most beneficent welfare workers. वो लोग अत्यंत उदार लोग कल्याण के लिए जो सेवा करता है वो लोग होता है जो भगवान का कथा सुनाता है. So this gives us an idea. Now, hearing all this gives us an idea what is the potency of Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha का जो शक्ति है वो अभी ये सब सुनने से हमको मालूम पड़ता है. It's so powerful that Srila Prabhupada, that's why Srila Prabhupada has instructed that in every temple, every centers, in the morning, there should be Krishna Katha. There should be somebody who is talking about Srimad Bhagavatam. So whoever is there, whoever knows this Krishna Katha, who can do the Krishna Katha, they have to speak. We cannot say that, okay, I cannot do this, I don't know how to speak. Whatever you know, you have to speak, and that will be benefit. The people will get benefited. Whoever hearing, किसी को जो सुन रहा है मॉर्निंग में जो भी श्रीमद् भागवतम सुन रहा है उनको जरूर कोई फायदा होने वाला है. So that is there. So we have to do this preaching every day morning. That is why Srila Prabhupada very strictly instructed that in every temples and centers morning there should be Krishna Katha. That we can see any temple you can go in our yatras, you can see that morning definitely there will be one Katha going on. So Srila Prabhupada also told that, when he was in USA in the Tompkinson Square, he is telling that I simply came and I chanted in that place, and the whole movement came with me. You know that he was only sitting down and chanting; he was not telling anything, but the whole moment started from there. That is ये संस्था जो इस्कॉन का संस्था पूरा उधर से स्टार्ट हो गया, जिधर यूएसए में भगवान श्रील प्रभुपाद अमेरिका में उधर पार्क में बैठ के खाली चैंटिंग किया है, जप किया है. जप करने से क्या है, पूरा इस्कॉन संस्था उसी से बन गया था. तो फ्रॉम चैतन्य महाप्रभु शिष्टाष्टकम हमको क्या मालूम पड़ता है? व्हाट वी अंडरस्टैंड दिस, नाम अगारी बहुधा Nija Sarva Shaktis. So, Krishna has invested all his energies into this Nama. Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. All his potencies. उनका पूरा शक्ति, भगवान का पूरा शक्ति किसमें निक्षेप किया है? भगवान का नाम में निक्षेप किया है. निज सर्व शक्ति, पूरा शक्ति जो है कलयुग में ये इधर भगवान का नाम में निक्षेप किया है. From Krishna name everything can come. भगवान का नाम से क्या होता है, वी बिकम प्यूरिफाइड, हम शुद्ध हो जाते हैं, हम लोग वी बिकम प्योर डिवोटीज, हम लोग शुद्ध भक्त भी हो जाते हैं, फ्री फ्रॉम सिंस, हम पापों से मुक्त होता है. ओके, so these are the benefits of Krishna's name. So we can see that Krishna, when we we can talk to Krishna, or we can see Krishna like simply by chanting his names, because his shakti, the whole potency of Krishna is in that name. तो नाम जपने से हमको भगवान को देख भी सकता है, भगवान से बात भी कर सकता है. उनका रीजन क्या है? Because the nama and Krishna is non different, that is abhinnatvam nama namina. So abhinnatvam namina, we cannot differentiate between Krishna and his name. So all the powers, all the potencies of Krishna is there in his name. So there is abhinnatvam nama namina. Nama means the name, namina means the person who holds the name. There is no difference between that. So now in this age of Kali, there is no other way. भगवान का नाम लेने से अगर अलावा कोई और दूसरा कुछ चारा नहीं है हमको, ये in this age of Kali we don't have any other hope, we cannot do anything, just at least sit down and hear. अभी देखो हम लोग इधर बैठ के सुन रहे हैं, वो चैंटिंग भी कर सकता है, whatever you do, but you have to do this, you have to listen to this hearing or sitting and chanting. Well, we have to do this gradually. What we have happen is gradually purification will come, because people get punya milne se automatically purification start, then they were able to apply themselves in bhakti. ऐसा करने से भक्ति में हमको लगने का मौका मिल जाता है. there is a potency that we are able to apply themselves into bhakti, हमको भक्ति में लगाने के लिए मौका मिलेगा. in कलियुगा we have turned away from Krishna. हम लोग कलियुगा में क्या है, कृष्णा से दूर हो गया. तो one of the powerful method, हमको कलियुगा में भगवान से जुड़ने का सबसे पावरफुल मेथड कौन सा है? हमको सुनने का, श्रवण करने का माध्यम से. हरे भगवान का कृष्ण कथा सुनने में, वो भगवान का नाम रूप गुण लीला कोई भी होने दो, वट एवर इट इज, नाम रूप जब गुण लीला, वट एवर इट इज, यू हैव टू hear that, then only we will get purified. That is what we can do in Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga Harinama Kirtana is the Yuga Dharma, and without that Kalai Nasteva Gadiranya, there is no other hope that we can get liberation and go back to Godhead. So initially we don't have this affinity, or if we don't have this interest or ruchi, हमको पहले कोई रुचि नहीं आता है भगवान का नाम जप करने का है या सुनने का है, कुछ भी चीज के लिए हमको दिल नहीं है. लेकिन रूप गोस्वामी क्या बोल रहा है? रूप गोस्वामी इन उपदेशामृता नेक्टर ऑफ डिवोशन टेक्स्ट नंबर 7 में क्या बोल रहा है? स्यात् कृष्ण नाम चरिताति सितापि अविद्या पित्तोपतप्त रसनस्य न रोचिकानु किंतु आदरात् अनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा स्वाधिक्रमात् भवति तद्गद मूलहंत्री. इसमें स्यात् कृष्ण नाम चरितादि, इधर क्या बोल रहा है? Krishna's names, pastimes, and adi means and other things like guna, leela, rupa, whatever it is, they are like sitapi, they are like sugar candy. But what happens when we are having the avidya of jaundice, like pittopatapta means avidya, that ignorance we are having, like it is like jaundice. When you are having jaundice, we don't like taking sugar candy, we don't feel that taste. So here it is na rasanasya na rochikanu, so we are not our tongue is not palatable to take that sugar candy. So but still, if you keep on continue taking that sugar candy, we will be free from that disease. That is what Rupa Goswami says here is kintu adarat, means carefully and very carefully, with respect, anudinam kalusaiva jushta, when we are taking this this nama like the sugar candy again and again, anudinam, then swadikramat bhavadi, when we are having that swad will be kramat bhavadi, it will gradually come. that becomes, that taste become relishable gradually within our tongue. हमारा जिह्वा में वो उसका टेस्ट आ जाएगा, धीरे धीरे उसका टेस्ट आ जाएगा. हम लोग अगर हमको पसंद नहीं है तो भी हम क्या करना चाहिए, भगवान का नाम लेते ही रहना चाहिए. उसके बाद वो क्या होएगा, तद्गत मूल हंत्री, that disease is destroyed from. ये सब जो हमारे अंदर जो अविद्या है वो एक बीमारी है. that disease कैसे निकल जाने का है, दूसरा कुछ नहीं करने का, भगवान का नाम जपते ही रहने का. अगर हमको इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, रुचि नहीं है ये करते रहने का, then we will have this disease removed from us. हम लोग से ये अविद्या निकल जाएगा. So especially in Kali Yuga it is very important. हरिनाम कीर्तन और हरिनाम जपना, ये in the Kali Yuga it is very important. It said that Ada Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahyam indriyaye. We cannot perceive or we cannot understand Krishna's Nama Adi. We cannot understand Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Nothing we cannot understand. But Krishna's, we can understand it only, we cannot understand it with our material senses. Why? Because our material senses are imperfect. Because हम लोग सुना है कि जीव लोग में बहुत कमियां है. There are many defects. There are 4 defects, main defects in the living entities. That one of the main defect is the perfect, the senses are imperfect. अपना इंद्रियों उतना perfect नहीं है. इसके लिए we will not be able to understand the Krishna's form, pastimes, qualities, anything. We cannot understand or comprehend that. Okay, so this is a very big disqualification. हमारा एक बहुत बड़ा कमी है कि हम कृष्णा का कोई भी सुनने के बाद भी इसका कोई भी हमको समझ में नहीं आता है. बट कृष्णा इज सो मर्सीफुल. कृष्णा बहुत दयालु है. कृष्णा हमारा खानों में ये साउंड वाइब्रेशन के द्वारा अंदर आ जाता है. हमारे हम लोग कृष्णा के जो भी उसके बारे में हम सुनता है, कृष्णा के साथ जो जुड़ा हुआ है, समथिंग, इफ इट इज ऑफ हिम और इट इज अबाउट हिम और एनीथिंग इन कनेक्शन विद कृष्णा, कृष्णा के साथ जो भी कनेक्टेड है उसके बारे में हम सुनेगा, देन वी बिगिन टू गेट सम अंडरस्टैंडिंग. तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो हमारा खान के अंदर जाने के बाद इट एक्ट्स, वो प्रवर्तन स्टार्ट करेगा. तो देन वी बिगिन टू गेट सम अंडरस्टैंडिंग, कोई अंडरस्टैंडिंग मिल जाएगा. कैसे मिल जाएगा? दैट in this sloka it says swayam eva spuratyada, it will come by automatically. Krishna's mercy से automatically आ जाता है. ऐसा नहीं कि हम लोग का with our expertise we are getting. No, it is because of Krishna's mercy. Swayam eva spuratyada. This process, by this process of hearing, chanting, especially the tongue is vibrating. The Krishna reveals swayam eva spuratyada through the sound vibration. Though hearing, so that you should understand, hearing is a very important medium which we can get Krishna, and that through that only Krishna reveals himself. It's not that we are getting that Krishna through our powers. No, it is by his mercy, and he reveals himself through his sound vibration. So the Prabhupada says that messages of the personality of Godhead are not different from him. So the messages, भगवान का जो भी इंस्ट्रक्शन है, मैसेज है, वो भगवान से विभिन्न नहीं है. So Srila Prabhupada says, whenever, this is a very important statement in this whole purport, that whenever there is an offenseless hearing and glorification, offenseless, what you say in Hindi, I don't know. Anybody can tell? Offenseless means अपराध, बिना अपराध का. ओके, बिना अपराध का हम लोग जो भी भगवान का हियरिंग या ग्लोरिफिकेशन या मीन्स कीर्तन हम लोग कर रहा है, लॉर्ड एंड अंडरस्टैंड, उस वो टाइम में देन वी विल कम टू अंडरस्टैंड that Krishna is present, and the sound vibration we will through the sound vibration we can understand these qualities, pastimes, and whatever we are talking now about Krishna through this sound vibration, because Krishna is personally present in that sound vibration. So we may be thinking that we are in this yuga now, we are in this period of time we are here. Why we were not present? What we are so unfortunate that we are not present at the time of Srila Prabhupada to hear from him directly or to hear from Krishna directly. So we may think like that. But we should understand that Srila Prabhupada is telling by offenseless hearing and glorification. Offenseless hearing means not for any material. We are hearing or we are speaking for any material benefits like money or something. That is offense. You have to do things without offense. That is offenseless hearing and glorification. And the hearer and the qualification of the hearer. When the hearer is the sunne wala qualified ho jata hai, to the understanding of Krishna will be there. Personally, we can understand that Krishna is present personally in the sound, and we will start realizing and we will start understanding the Krishna's forms, qualities, and pastimes, everything. Even if you are not present, see, we are not able to be present in Kurukshetra to hear directly from Krishna, or we are not in Naimisharanya to hear from Sudha Goswami. So we don't need to worry about that. Krishna can give the same potency of what they heard, however and wherever he wants. Whether sitting in our room also we can hear, but we have to hear what what Srila Prabhupada is saying, that he's talking, when he's talking about ahimsa, he's telling that ahimsa and himsa, he's telling the greatest violence or himsa क्या होता है, not preaching even if you know, कि कोई किसी को मालूम है भगवान का कथा मालूम है, लेकिन वो लोग preaching नहीं कर रहा है, वो preaching जो नहीं कर रहा है उसको बहुत बड़ा हिंसा बोल रहा है। जिसको मालूम है भगवान के बारे में, कथा मालूम है, शास्त्र सब मालूम है, लेकिन वो किसी को प्रचार नहीं करता है, वो सबसे बड़ा हिंसा है। That is the greatest violence, that we are not preaching even if we know. Then Srila Prabhupada says, what is non-violence? Ahimsa क्या है? Engaging in preaching Krishna conscious, भगवान के बारे में भगवत कथा प्रचार करने में जो लग जाता है ना उसको, that is the non-violence or ahimsa. So why it becomes, because when you are not doing preaching, it becomes a violence, ahimsa क्यों होता है? Why it is that he will cause suffering to the and rebirth for jivas, because मुझे मालूम है मैं मेरा जो बुद्धि दिया है वो बुद्धि यूज करके मैं प्रचार नहीं करेगा तो बाकी जीव को कोई फायदा नहीं होता है, उसको सफरिंग हो रहा है, that he will be suffering and he will have to take rebirth, so that becomes an ahimsa. So that suffering is there. So कोई भी जीव को हम पीड़ा देता है उसको हम हिंसा बोलता है। सो हमारा तरफ से हम जो करने का है वो नहीं किया है, उसके बारे में भगवान के बारे में नहीं बताया और उसको प्यूरिफिकेशन नहीं किया है और उसको भगवान तक लेके नहीं जाएगा, तो हम अहिंसा किया, ऐसा श्रील प्रभुपाद बोल रहा है। तो सो you should understand that. Can anyone see Krishna? We can see, yes, we can see Krishna. Like when we are exposed to Krishna katha, भगवान का कथा सुनने का टाइम में, that कथा is so powerful as Lord, भगवान का उतना ही powerful है। तो भगवान वो कथा सुनने से हमको भगवान को देख भी सकता है, सुन भी सकता है, भगवान से बात भी कर सकते, सब हम एक ही तरीके, भगवान का सुनने से या भगवान के बारे में बोलने में हमको क्या होता है, भगवान का पावर पूरा उसमें है, भगवान का नाम रूप गुण लीला में सब भगवान का पावर है। इसके वजह से हम भगवान को देख भी सकता है, भगवान को सुन भी सकते हैं, हमको भी बात कर सकते हैं। बट लॉर्ड रेसिप्रोकेट्स विद द डिवोटीज। लॉर्ड इधर क्या बोल रहा है, भगवान रेसिप्रोकेट करेगा। हाउ, कैसे? ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते ताम तदैव भजामि अहम। सो एनीवन हु सरेंडर, सो आई विल कम अकॉर्डिंगली। व्हाट कृष्णा इज सेलिंग, आप लोग सरेंडर करेगा, वो शरण प्राप्त करेगा, तो आई विल आल्सो डू अकॉर्डिंगली। कृष्णा डोंट फोर्स अस। कृष्णा हम लोग को कोई किसी को जबरदस्ती में नहीं बोलता है कि वी हैव टू शो हिम, हमको दिखाना पड़ेगा कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं भगवान के लिए, भगवान के पास आने के लिए, भगवान का प्रेम मिलने के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, हम उसको दिखाना चाहिए। देन ही स्टार्ट्स रिवार्डिंग, ही विल वजामी हम, ही विल स्टार्ट रिवार्डिंग टू अस अकॉर्डिंग टू व्हाट वी आर डूइंग। हम लोग जैसे कर रहे हैं उससे जैसे सिमिलर। ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोग ऐसा बैठ के कुछ भी नहीं करेगा भगवान हमारे पास आएगा, ऐसा नहीं है। भगवान वो देखता है कि हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, अकॉर्डिंगली ही रिवार्ड्स, अकॉर्डिंगली हमको वो रिवार्ड करेगा। Similarly, who takes effort to hear Shravanam Srinvadam Swakataha Krishna, whoever takes that effort of hearing the Krishna Katha, Punya Shravana Kirtana, he becomes pious. Then what happens? Vitinoti Suhurt Sadam. Then that purification of dirt, of anarthas, all the purification or anarthas is happening to those souls. that divine soul. So Srila Prabhupada, a very see, when we talk about this, Srila Prabhupada's language used in this purpose is very good. So this statement, this one I'm going to read, is very, I felt very attractive for this, that the Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. It's a very beautiful sentence. The Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. That whatever we do towards Krishna, he will respond reciprocally. How we are doing, accordingly he will do it. Sincerely, when we are doing our sincere service and we get admittance to that sound vibration where the full potency of Krishna is invested, and the transcendental we are doing transcendental service, then what happens, we get eager to hear again. हम लोग एक बार सुनने से बार बार सुनने का रुचि हो जाता है. When ऐसा होने से, when we are having that eagerness, Lord will act. भगवान हमारा अंदर से he will start acting in such a way that हम भगवान के पास वापिस आ जाए. That is what भगवान will, as a परमात्मा inside us, हमारे अंदर परमात्मा का रूप में बैठ के भगवान within the devotee, and such a way that devotee come back to him. भगवान अंदर से act करेगा that we will come back to him. So Shravanam is the most important anga. So we have to be very specific in Shravanam. So Shravanam nourishes all other forms of bhakti. Bhakti ka Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vishnu, that Pada Smarana, everything is there. But Shravanam is the one which is nourishing all the others. It is the most important. Shravanam means not only hearing, it can be reading, it can be speaking, everything. He reciprocates from within and purifies our heart. When we do this, Krishna reciprocates from inside. That is what is saying. Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. अंदर से हम जो ये सब करने में भगवान खुद अंदर से बैठ के हमको प्यूरिफाई कर देता है, हमको शुद्धि कर, हमारा हृदय में शुद्धि बन जाता है. But the will has to come from us. The first step, पहला कदम कौन रखना चाहिए, हम लोग रखना चाहिए. कैसे रखना चाहिए? How do we do the first step? The first step should come from us. And that, how do we do the first step? First step is listening. Listening to what? That we listen to what Srila Prabhupada said, that we have to do many things which Srila Prabhupada has given us a big whole schedule of devotional service that we need to do daily. So especially because like this has come because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Krishna's manifestation, we are able to do this through Vaishnava Parampara. So from Krishna to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then through the Vaishnava Parampara, it is through Srila Prabhupada, it is coming to us. These Vaishnavas, you know, these Vaishnavas, who they are? They are Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha. They are ocean of mercy. Always Vaishnavas are very compassionate. They are very compassionate, and they are compared to ocean of mercy. That is here mentioned as Kripa Sindhu. So they are so merciful. So you do very little service. You can do very little service also. What they will do, they will try to bring you to Krishna. Even you do small service, they encourage you and they bring you. That is Guru and Sadhus. They bring you. They will. But the thing is that you have to put the first step. You have to start this. Then only the process will begin. Otherwise, it will not begin. Srila Prabhupada, what he says in his lectures, he is telling there should be in 8 hours of sadhana per day. In that 8 hours, there should be 2 hours of at least Srimad Bhagavatam reading. So we have 24 hours a day. What he says is that 8 hours we have to use for sadhana, 8 hours we have to use for our personal maintenance like eating, sleeping, bathing, going washroom. All these things should be there in this 8 hours. And other 8 hours should be for the grahasthas, it should be the working, going for their own maintenance, livelihood, they have to go for work. So this should be like that, 8-8-8. That formula is set by Krishna. But 8 hours of sadhana is mandatory by Srila Prabhupada, and that also 2 hours we have to hear or speak or whatever, read, whatever it is, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam reading is very important. So nowadays it is very difficult in this yuga to be in this way. They are very living in a very fast world. We cannot do this. But for this, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing on the self-sufficient farms, where there is a full spectrum of Vedic culture we can manifest. ये हमारा ये city life में this is not possible. So he is proposing the self-sufficient farm communities. These farm communities, there we can manifest all the Vedic culture, all the full things what we can do as per the Vedic culture. It can be possible there. So he is recommending those things, but it is not possible for everyone nowadays. And Srila Prabhupada again in this purport, he is saying that one cannot enter the kingdom of God unless one perfectly clears of all sins. When one is not purified from his sins, okay, nobody can enter the kingdom of God. This is a statement given by Srila Prabhupada. So what is the reason for the sins? All the reasons for the sin is that they are the product of our material desire. हम लोग को एक material कामना आ जाता है, that भौतिक कामना के वजह से हम लोग कुछ भी करता है to fulfill that desire, and then it becomes a sin. To whatever activities we are doing to fulfill a material desire, it turns into a sin. And it is very difficult to get rid of this sin. बहुत मुश्किल है अगर पाप हमारे ऊपर हो जाता है, and we will be very difficult. बहुत मुश्किल है हम पाप को निकालने के लिए. How did the sins happen? हम लोग किसी चीज के ऊपर हम लोग को लगाव होता है, उसको उसके साथ जुड़ने के लिए संबंध होता है, मीन्स इच्छा हो जाता है, then we will go and हम वो कर देता है for our sense gratification, and then that becomes as a result the papa is there or the sin is there. Yeah, it all come from desire. हमारा desire से आता है. Desire of what? To lord it over the material nature. वो प्रकृति के ऊपर राज करने का जो दिल है और उसका वो लगाव है, उसके वजह से हमको वो डिजायर के वजह से हमको ये पाप मिल जाता है. दिस हैज टू बी प्यूरिफाइड. हम लोग को ये जो पाप हमको ये हो गया, which we got the sin, we have to get purified from that, because all the other things is illicit desire. To lord it over the nature is what it says, illicit desire. So specifically, Srila Prabhupada in this purport is specifically pointing out what are the illicit desires. One is women and wealth, स्त्री और धन. ये दो आइटम श्रील प्रभुपाद बहुत स्पेसिफिकली बताया है. दिस आर द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द डिवोटी. भक्ति करने में हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या है? मेनली ये दो चीज को श्रील प्रभुपाद बता रहे. वो एक स्त्री का साथ संबंध और वेल्थ मतलब धन. तो ये दोनों हमको भक्ति में आगे जाने के लिए हमको बाधा बन जाता है. सो मटेरियल डिसीजेस एक्सटर्नली, ये एक मटेरियल बीमारी है, एक भौतिक बीमारी है जो हमको बाउंड कर देता है, हमको बद्ध कर देता है, नित्य बद्ध कर देता है. तो Srila Prabhupada says in one of his this thing that whenever we have a disease, whenever we have debt, or whenever there is a fire, we should deal with it immediately. So हमको कभी भी बीमार हो जाते हैं, हम कभी किसी से उधार लिया है या कोई आग लग गया, ये तीनों चीज के लिए हमको बहुत इमीडिएटली हमको उसके लिए एक्ट करना चाहिए, कुछ तो करना चाहिए. समझ गया ना? ये तीनों चीज हम लोग धीरे धीरे करेगा सोच के नहीं बैठने का हमको कोई. तो ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा नित्यबद्ध होना भी एक बड़ा बीमारी है. और वो बीमारी का कारण कौन क्या मेनली बता रहा है कि स्त्री के साथ संबंध और वेल्थ मतलब धन. तो many stalwart fell victim of this allurement. Many बहुत जन जो डिवोशनल लाइन में who were in devotional service, they fell because they fell. वो लोग का पोजीशन से गिर गया क्योंकि they were involved with women and wealth, and they retreated from the path of liberation. वो मुक्ति का पथ से वो लोग को गिरना पड़ा क्योंकि क्या है, ये सब अल्यूरमेंट, ये सब हमारे बाधाएं बन जाता है, हमारा भक्ति में आगे जाने के लिए बाधा हो जाता है. बट इवन इफ इट इज लाइक दिस, ऐसा सब होने के बाद भी क्या होता है, देयर इज वन एंड ओनली होप. एक ही मार्ग है. ऐसा सब है, प्रॉब्लम्स है, ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन है, बाधाएं है, सब कुछ है, बट when one is helped by Lord himself, the whole process become easy and anything by the grace of God. But easy हो जाता है हम लोग को ये सब पार करने के लिए और ये सब बाधाओं से मुक्त होने के लिए। जब भगवान खुद आके हमको हेल्प करेगा, मदद करता है, और द होल प्रोसेस बिकम इजी। भगवान हमारे he will come to us and he will help us and the whole process becomes very easy by the divine grace of Lord. We have to have the mercy of the Lord. Mercy of the Lord, भगवान का कृपा है तो कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम होने दो, कुछ भी बाधाएं होने दो, हम लोग को भक्ति में आगे जाने के लिए और मुक्ति पथ में लगा रहने के लिए वी विल बी सपोर्टेड बाय द लॉर्ड, भगवान का कृपा होने। बट इफ वी एंगेज इन हियरिंग द ग्लोरीज ऑफ द लॉर्ड, भगवान का ग्लोरीज, भगवान का जो कथा सुनने में हम लोग engage करके regularly we are hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually he realizes his position. हम लोग को क्या हो जाता है, we will, हमारा खुद का पोजीशन, हम क्या है, भगवान कौन है, हमारा भगवान का संबंध क्या है, ये सब हमको भगवान का कथा सुनने से we will understand, we will come to understand what is our real position and by the grace of Lord. And what happened, the devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from disturbance. ऐसा बाधाओं से हमको डिफेंड करने के लिए शक्ति मिल जाता है, भगवान का कृपा से हमको शक्ति मिल जाता है। Gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from the mind. ऐसा धीरे धीरे क्या होता है, ये सुनने से, भगवान का कथा सुनने से धीरे धीरे ये पुण्य मिल जाता है और उसके वजह से हमारा ये पूरा जो पाप जो है हमारा अंदर से, भगवान खुद आके अंदर बैठ के हमारा पूरा डिस्टरबेंस, जो भी ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन है हमको भक्ति में, ये सब हमारा माइंड से निकल देता है। सो एवरी टाइम हमको मालूम है माया आके हमारा सामने बहुत सारा डिजायर डाल देता है और हमको पूछता है कि यू सी डिजायर, ये सब आपका इच्छा है, आप देख लीजिए। तो हम अगर बोलेगा कि हाँ हमें ये लेता है, हमको ये डिजायर चाहिए, ऐसा if we are telling that we need to fulfill this desire, then we are gone, we will be stuck in this janana marna chakra में फंस के रहेगा। But when Maya puts forward the desires to us or aggravate the desire to us and we say no to that, then Maya withdraws. माया को कुछ नहीं कर पाता है। तो हम लोग को क्या करना था, हम लोग को मेटीरियल डिजायर के ऊपर नहीं है, भगवान के ऊपर, भगवान का क्या डिजायर है, व्हाट इज द डिजायर ऑफ द लॉर्ड, उसके ऊपर हमारा लगाव होना चाहिए, तभी माया हमारे बगल में नहीं आएगा। देयर इज नो चांस दैट माया विल अटैक अस और माया विल विथड्रॉ ऑटोमेटिकली। सो लस्ट एंड लव ऑफ कृष्णा कैन नॉट बी टुगेदर। हमको डिजायर है, हमको एक साइड में भगवान के ऊपर प्रति स्नेह और लव है, तो ये दोनों एक साथ में नहीं हुआ। अगर भगवान के साथ लव है तो लस्ट अपना आप निकल जाएगा, ऑटोमेटिकली निकल जाएगा। लेकिन लस्ट है तो भगवान अपना बगल में नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि माया रोक देता है। सो दिस वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड। सो व्हाट इज बेसिकली सेड in these two shlokas, the 16 and 17, is that when we hear from the exalted devotees or Mahatmas, we get a affinity, we get an icha, we get the ruchi to listen to Bhagavan's Bhagavad Katha or Krishna Katha, Vasudeva Katha ruchi, that we will get. And when we get the Katha ruchi, when we hear the Katha, what will happen? Automatically we get pious, all these sins will be removed from us, all this happens. So this is there. So this is what is mentioned in short in this this thing. And hearing is one of the most important angas of bhakti, and through hearing only, first the Krishna is going to enter into us. Krishna is entering to us through hearing. There are other methods like chanting, like reading, there is eating prasadam, like that. Many things are there which we can do to get the mercy of Krishna. But hearing is very, very important, and that is why we are all are here sitting on this Sunday hearing about Krishna, Krishna's Leela, Krishna's Nama. And Krishna Nama, Japa of the Krishna Nama is very important. That Shishtashtakam, how it is said in Shishtashtakam, that we have to, at any circumstances, whether we don't need, there is no hard and fast rules of how to chant Krishna's Nama. You can sit anywhere. How you have to do very attentively. If you do the chanting, it is because Krishna's power is fully invested in that. We will get the benefit of that, and the whole environment get purified, and we will be benefited by hearing and listening to the Krishna Katha. So this is what I can say in this shloka. Anything much anybody can add or any questions? Thank you very much for your attentive listening. Hare Krishna. And I thank Raghunandan Prabhu once again to give me this opportunity to talk about the Srimad Bhagavatam part, which emphasizes on the hearing, which is the most important part of the bhakti process. Hare Krishna. Dandavad pranams.
So, Mataji, you want to answer? Thanks, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mataji, I think.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mataji, you want to say
Hare
some few
Krishna.
points
Hare
and give
Krishna
the message
Mataji.
to all of us?
Hare Krishna. First and foremost thing, I would like to thank Satyarupa Shyama Prabhu for taking us through this verse so very nicely, wonderfully taken, Prabhu. All glories to you. So you told us the importance. So you took us very systematically. First, you gave us a connection with the previous verse and how both of them are linked. So basically, this verse starts with Nivritti, Anartha Nivritti. That is what we can see, which you touched so nicely, and you gave the importance, like how, and that particular sentence which you were going on stressing, how the Lord reciprocates. That particular sentence is the crux of this chapter, because when it says, Srimatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantastohi. That Hridayanta, he is sitting there, and when we turn towards the Lord, and that is where he reciprocates. When we have the desire, intense desire to cleanse ourselves, to turn towards him, that is where he also starts acting. So that point you brought out very, very wonderfully, Prabhuji. And you said how this whole process is punya. What is this punya actually refers to? Why it is called pious? And how we all have to get out of this? And what is the, what to say, what is that, all kalmashas, that also you gave very nice, wonderful references from Gopi Geet and other, from the Nectar of Devotion. You wonderfully took us through, Prabhu, very nicely connected with other Shastras also. And it was a very wonderful, seamless. And though you said your Hindi is not good, but your Hindi was very wonderful, very nicely taken through, Prabhu. Glories to you. And my Prabhu also conveys his thanks and appreciation and his blessings to you and your entire family, Prabhu, and to all the wonderful devotees assembled here today. Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks a lot.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. I only learned to do this from yourself and from Prabhuji and from my Shiksha Gurus. I just repeated what you have taught us, nothing else, Mataji. It's kripa
Haripal.
from Gurus only, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Haripal. Wonderful. We have to just be like parrots, no, Prabhuji. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. So it's absolutely fine.
This
But
is
you
what
took
I'm
us very
doing, Mataji.
nicely in very simple words, the way we all could understand, and also how it is not Swayameva Sphrityada, that also reference you gave, which is very nice. Very nicely you took us through, Prabhu. Thanks once again, Prabhu. Thanks a lot. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna.
Hence, may please ask. I think there is a chat box. The question is given by our Rajesh Gaura Prabhu. So what is that? Prabhu ask one question. Rajesh Prabhu, you are here?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavad pranams.
Yes, Prabhu. So yeah,
Satyarupa.
question.
Yeah. First, let me glorify Satyarupa. Fantastic lecture, Prabhuji. You know, the way you started, like first we serve the devotees and then we get the taste. And once we have the taste, and that's how our kalmashas, it disappears. Very good, Prabhuji. There are the way you, like Sachi Mataji has already glorified the way the things flow. It was amazing. But just for new devotees, if someone is there in this group, you said, Prabhu, about the money and woman to be away. Now, we have come to the Gulf, first of all, to make money. And woman, we are already married to woman. So when you say keep away, so what we should go to the questions, this is for the new devotees. So what do we do? Should we leave them and go to the a remote place? Or can you put more light on that so, people would be clear of these points? Otherwise, it was very good, Prabhuji, very enlightening. And after this, we will say something more. Hare Krishna. Pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandar Pranams. Thank you for your support and question. I know that you know the answer of this question, and you are just telling like Arjuna, you are giving these questions for others to understand. So here, the two things mentioned here is woman and wealth, which is very specifically mentioned here. This woman does not refer to your wife or your counterpart. We have, as Srila Prabhupada has emphasized, as the strong pillars of or the principles, four regulative principle. One of the main thing is no illicit sex. Means not only having sex connection with illicitly with other women other than your counterpart. Okay, so that if you start going in that direction, we will be entangled in more and more anarthas, and we will not be able to get out of that. That is one of the strongest desire, the most important desire or karma in our this for a living entity is the connection with women. But we have our own counterparts and we have our connection, that is a accepted or approved or authorized relation that can go on. But with other illicit relations is will take you to sins only. So this is what is mentioned here. So that is the main thing, what desire which will take you to the lower form of life. That is you have to understand. So, and wealth, when we are having wealth, we tend to have more and more sense gratification. When aaj mein, today if you are living in a small house, because when we get little more salary, we will tend to have a bigger house or a bigger car. So similarly, our desire will not stop. When the wealth is accumulating, our desire will keep on increasing, and with this wealth we end up in wrong directions which will not favor the bhakti. And this bhakti, in order to favor the bhakti, we have to use our wealth in the direction to serve the lordships. So Srila Rupa Goswami, how he has mentioned that 50%, he has divided like 50% of our income should be for the devotional service, 25% of our devotional service should for us, and 25 for the other friends and relatives. So we have to divide it like that. This is acharyas telling like this, but this is not possible. People don't do it nowadays. हम लोग को बोल रहा है कि हमारा 50%, हमारा 50% हमारा सैलरी में से वो पूरा डिवोशनल सर्विस में देने का, वापिस 25% किसी दोस्त या रिलेटिव्स को देने का, और बाकी 25% से हमारा जीवन बिताने के लिए बोलेगा तो कोई सुनने वाला नहीं है. हम लोग क्या करेगा, 95% हम रख देता है, 5% में बाकी काम करेगा. सही है कि नहीं प्रभु? So this is the thing. So wealth, as Deepal Prabhu several times say, we have to manage the wealth. How we have to manage the wealth, which I don't know actually how to manage it, but people like the Deepal Prabhu and all, they are very well versed in this, how to manage our wealth properly. In the way how, since we are following Rupa Goswami, we should at least try to take something from him. That the way how he is. He has said to us that 50% for the devotional service, 25% for our maintenance, and 25% for friends and relatives. So at least we should take some part from this and do what we can. But if you do this, if you use the wealth for sense gratification, what will happen is that sense gratification pulls you into the ditch of sin. सो हमको पाप से मुक्त होने का चांस ही नहीं मिलेगा. ये दो चीज, ये illicit relationship with women or going in the direction of sense gratification using our wealth, then this is going to end up in more and more sins, and we will have to, हमको पाप से मुक्ति होने के लिए और भगवान की तरफ जाने के लिए और भगवान का कथा रुचि या भगवान का प्रति हमको प्रेम जागृत होने के लिए there is no chance. We will be keep involving in all these things, keep on doing sense gratification, keep on doing illicit relationship, and this thing will never take you back to Godhead. This will be keeping you in this janana marana chakra for the entirety or to eternity. You will not be able to go back. But Krishna's mercy is there. When we are getting any chance for hearing the katha, any chance for doing the service, you have to do it. That chance should not be left. When you do that, automatically, as we said, saw in this shloka, that Bhagavan will, from the inside, he will act in such a way that he will take us back to Godhead. This is what. Hare Krishna. I hope this is okay, Prabhu, what I have told.
Hare Bol, Prabhu. Very good. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mata.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, Satyarupa Prabhu, with your kind permission, if I may add a point here.
Yes, Mata.
Hare Krishna. Yes, yes. Prabhu, in this regard, when you said about this 50%, 25% and all, in this regard, our Gurudev has told a very wonderful thing. He says, when you say 50% has to be given, it is just not in terms of your what you earn as in terms of money. It also means in terms of your resources. Say, for instance, you have a car, you have a house. So you're using that house in the service of the devotees, for the service of Krishna. If you have a car, then you're using that car to ferry the devotees from one place to one place. If you are able to do some kar seva, this is what it means. So he says that when Rupa Goswami said it doesn't, you should not take it in that sense literally. This means all these are also different kinds of sevas which you have to do. This is what he has clarified, Prabhu. So I thought I'll just add that point for you. So that because people suddenly when they see this statement, they say, "Arey, मुझे आता है 100 dirham, उसमें 50 dirham मैं दे दूंगा, तो बाकी 50 dirham मैं कैसे अपना घर निर्वाह करूंगा?" या ऐसी बात नहीं है. It means everything, whatever resources you have a house, you have a car, you are able to, you're physically fit. That is also a resource, right? That is how you have to use it in service of the Lord. This Guru Maharaj has clarified in one of his lectures, Prabhuji. So I thought I'll just share how to understand that concept in the right perspective. And also you must be knowing letter of instruction, Atyahara Prayasascha. Anything which is more accumulation, anything more, Atyahara is just not only in terms of eating, Atyahara also means accumulating wealth. So that is what needs to be balanced. That is what it is, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for your explanation as well. I thought I'll just add this point.
Thank you, Mataji, for the clarification. So I did not do that clarification by myself. Thank you for that, Mataji.
Thank
and
you, Prabhu.
my regards to Prabhu as well, Prabhu. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes. 1 minute. I'll ask him to. He may not. I'll just ask him to speak. 1 minute, Prabhu. Satyarupa Prabhu. Just bless him.
Hare Krishna, Dandavata pranams to all of you.
Hare Krishna, Dandavata pranams, Prabhuji.
My heartfelt thanks to each one of you for giving your prayers and support during this very challenging hours. Thank you very much for that. And also, I'm very happy that all of you are assembling and continuing these wonderful programs and serving Srimad Bhagavatam very nicely. It's our desire and also the blessings of Gurudeva that we should have more and more such satsangas in very good frequency. Thank you very much for this. And definitely the class today was really very wonderful. I hope everyone has got appropriately enlightened. Thank you, Raghunandan Prabhu, Anantarupa Prabhu, and all the assembled devotees for giving your time very nicely. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
So anybody having any questions? Maybe you can conclude for today. Yes, I think no questions from our devotees. So let us pray to our... Yes.
Prabhu, before you conclude the program, I'd sent a message on the JPS BB Leads as well. most of you
Yes,
must have
Mataji.
seen. So I request that we start off a program. Maybe you all decide a particular time in the evening, maybe from 8:30 to 9. By the time everybody would have come back from work, I request that you all do a group chanting one round and chant the Narsimha Kavacha prayers for the well-being and safety of all the devotees there. I request this to be done on priority and from today itself. May I request that, Prabhu, I request all of you, all the BV leads to please take this initiative and do it because many of them are in difficulty. So I request you all to please do it, Prabhu.
That already seen that message, and also I'm
Yes.
going to announce and put forward in this forum, and I'm going to intimate the devotees about the planning and the timings and all. After having a meeting with Bhakti leads, we'll finalize the timings.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you, Mata.
Thank you. Thanks to all. Thanks to all. Hare Krishna.